You're watching 11 Alive Morning News. 11 minutes of nonstop news starts now.
The celebrating has just begun for the Atlanta Braves, the team clinching the NL East division title last night.
Our own Jerry Carnes is the biggest Braves fans I know. It's outside Truist Park this morning. Jerry, the Braves have been this dominant before you were covering the team during the 90s run as well.
Oh, they had 14 straight wins and 14 straight division titles back in the 90s. They may equal that. This team may just do it. After last night's win in Philadelphia, of course, the Braves are still on the road. But when they return here to Truist Park, they'll be greeted by banners and signs celebrating the team's 6th straight division title. Let's take you inside the clubhouse with the celebration in Philadelphia. And the champagne was flowing. This has become a familiar scene of late for the Atlanta Braves, even though victory celebrations are now common. The team says each and every one is special. These players have become like family, rooting for each other, pulling for each other. Here is Braves third baseman Austin Riley.
It's awesome. It really is. You know, it's so hard to win a division. And this team, you can't say enough about them, what they've done all throughout the year.
Now, last night's win in Philadelphia brought a little bit of redemption for the Atlanta Braves. Remember, it was the Philadelphia Phillies that knocked them out of the playoffs last season. These two teams could potentially meet again during the playoffs. Next up for the Braves, need a few more wins to secure home field advantage and guarantee that the Braves will spend most of the playoffs here in Atlanta at Truist Park. Back to you.
Crossing our fingers for that, Jerry. Thanks a lot. Right now, we are less than 18 hours from the strike deadline for U.S. auto workers. They could walk off the job at midnight, and Atlanta could feel the impacts. 11 Live's Ariana Manise is live outside the Steve Raymond Chevrolet in Marietta. Ariana, a lot of questions this morning about what a strike means for us.
Yes, that's right, Cheryl. Good morning. Metro Atlanta car dealerships like the ones here along Cobb Parkway, they're bracing for what's to come if the United Auto Workers go on strike. They tell us that if the assembly lines slow down, so could business. We spoke to the general manager here at Steve Raymond Chevrolet, and he says he's watching contract talks closely between the United Auto Workers and automakers. He says a potential strike could be another setback as the auto industry, they're still recovering from pandemic shortages. But he's hoping talks will work out because he tells us they have no contingency plan if it doesn't, but they're hoping both sides are able to figure it out. Now, United Auto Workers, they're fighting for increased wages, job protections due to production shifting to electric vehicles, as well as restoring pensions. Now, if both sides aren't able to come to an agreement tonight at 11:59 p.m., auto workers, they will not clock in tomorrow for work. Back to you.
All right, Ariana, thanks a lot.
That was a look at your top headlines.
All right, Andrew, heading out the door, a little cooler start to the day.
Yeah, Aisha and Cheryl looking pretty good out there as we start off our day today. Temperatures are in the 60s and 70s, 71 in Atlanta. Beautiful out towards Mercedes-Benz Stadium as we continue our way throughout this afternoon. These temperatures are going to rise into the upper 70s to lower 80s. Right now, though, 60s and 70s. 59, though, in Clayton, 60 in Blairsville, 66 in Canton, 68 in Marietta. We have 71 in Peachtree City, 71 in Atlanta, and 68 down towards Thomaston. We are seeing a little bit of shower activity off to our west, but again, right here over North Georgia, we're not dealing with any rainfall just yet, but that rain off to our west, that's heading in our direction. We are going to see some shower activity pop up right over ourselves as we head throughout this afternoon. Also looking out towards the tropics, there's Hurricane Lee, still well off on the east coast. Bermuda's right here. It's getting very close to Bermuda there. They're going to be having some strong winds there in the Bermuda area as we head throughout today and tomorrow. Taking a look at the path from Hurricane Lee, it's still expected to make its way off to the north here, brushing up against the coastal areas of Maine and then making its way off towards the north and east. So they're likely going to deal with a little bit of surge up here towards Maine, stretching down all the way even into portions of New Hampshire and Massachusetts. We'll continue to watch this storm stay off the east coast, though, and not impacting us here in North Georgia. That's the good news. Just something to keep an eye on. We also have Margot way out there in the Atlantic, not expected to threaten land, and then also a high chance for tropical development way out there in the Atlantic. All stuff to keep an eye on, but nothing threatening us right now. So what can we expect here in North Georgia? Temperatures for today rising into the 80s for highs again. We're going to be talking about those lower 80s for highs and also a chance for a few isolated showers as we head throughout the afternoon. The main rain chance is again going to be coming for the latter part of this morning. So taking a look at the timeline here, you get ourselves to about 1 p.m. A few isolated showers here and there. We continue on with some of those isolated showers and storms. By the time we get to about 5:30, that's when things start to pick up. And then we'll start to see a little bit of rain chances spark back up there south of the I-20 corridor by the time we get to about 6 a.m. on Friday, before we get some quieter conditions in here once we get past Sunday. 30% chance for rain Sunday, drier conditions Monday and Tuesday. And taking a quick look at the 7-day forecast, you can see that's going to be some of the best conditions that we have this week for early next week.
Happening today, we'll learn more about a federal grant that could help deliver justice to sexual assault victims in Atlanta. There's a new collaboration between the Fulton County DA and police to provide more testing rape kits. Right now, we know a federal grant of $2.5 million will allow more than 4,300 kits to be tested. The money will also allow them to address a backlog of rape kits at Grady Hospital. There'll be a news conference at 2:30. We'll be there and bring you updates as we learn more.
A motions hearing is scheduled today, hours from now, for two people indicted in the Fulton County election RICO case. We told you Sidney Powell and Kenneth Chesbrough are asking for a speedy trial separate from the other defendants. Today's motions include asking to speak with the grand jurors themselves and disclose the unindicted co-conspirators. They face charges related to the investigation into election interference in Georgia's election results. District Attorney Fonnie Willis is asking all 19 defendants be tried together. The judge could soon issue a scheduling order for Chesbrough and Powell.
This morning, a dad has a warning about scammers in Metro Atlanta that are using artificial intelligence to make their demands more believable. Dale Herndon says he usually doesn't answer calls from unknown numbers, but last Thursday, somebody called 3 separate times. He picked up just in case. A man on the phone claimed to have his daughter, and while the story involving a car wreck and cocaine didn't make any sense, he says he recognized his daughter's voice, and that convinced him. He rushed to transfer $2,500.
AI, they were able to replicate her voice somehow. They knew she was in Atlanta. They very well may have known that she was going to the airport. There was no question that, in my mind, that was her. But, you know, again, I couldn't check. I couldn't find out.
He has reported this to Atlanta police. The Better Business Bureau says most of these transactions, though, are untraceable.
All right, so right now there is a lot of talk about gas stations now that there is a new gas tax suspension in effect. But this morning there is a new worry at the pump, so let's verify. Someone sent this question into our Verify team asking, can you get COVID-19 from gas pumps? So we went straight to our sources at the CDC, the World Health Organization, and also the American Petroleum Institute. They all agree that yes, you could get COVID-19 during your visit to the pump. But the World Health Organization says although some of the newer strains of COVID are stronger and more contagious, most only last 48 to 72 hours on surfaces like gas pumps. And the API says it's no different than the risk associated with touching other common surfaces like the grocery store carts or door handles. So the answer is yes, you can get COVID-19 from gas pumps, but it is not likely.
Today in DeKalb County, there is a focus on building better relationships between the community and the Dunwoody Police Department. It is their annual National Night Out. The event focuses on police and community partnerships and making neighborhoods safer. It's from 5 until 8 at Brook Run Park. Andrew?
And Cheryl, is starting off this morning, we do have dry conditions out there, but rain chances do move back in by the time we head into this afternoon. So a 40% chance for rain today. That's the highest rain chance we're going to have all week. We have a 30% chance in for tomorrow. Look at these high temperatures in the lower 80s all the way through Saturday. By Sunday, temperatures bump back up a little bit, but another cold front moves through. This front not really going to cool us off much, but it's going to dry us out. The rain gets out of here, and for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week, we're talking about mid-80s for highs and a lot of sunshine.
All right, we want to congratulate a Sandy Springs principal who was on Wheel of Fortune last night. Lake Forest Elementary principal Larry Nelson won more than $24,000 in cash and prizes, including a European vacation. She made it to the bonus round, but didn't solve that puzzle. But that does not matter because we are so excited for you, Miss Laren. Bring it on home.
I love that. I couldn't get it either, obtaining my goals. That was a tough one.
Yeah.
As my mom would say to me, she was a pistol. At one point, Pat Sajak had to tell her to relax. She was yelling at the wheel. She said, Pat Sajak goes, I'm going to send you to the principal. Oh, wait, you are the principal.
I am the principal.
She was fantastic.
Love that. Hey, we leave you with a shot at the airport. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning.